welcome your host, Terry Crews.
Are you ready to get this started? It's America's Got Talent, the champion!
This is a special edition of the Talent Recap Show. In this week's episode, we settle the all-time debate, Nick Cannon versus Terry Crews. Who is the best host of AGT ever? Plus, if you stick around, we announce the winner of our $100 giveaway, and it could be you. Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Raganka.
And welcome to the Talent Recap Show. All right, you guys, this week we did not have a new episode of AGT, but a look back at some of the best auditions that we've seen this season. So we thought for this recap we'd do something a bit different, a little fun, and get into one of the most popular debates around the Talent Recap office. It's Nick Cannon versus Terry Crews. Who is the best host of America's Got Talent ever? Are you ready to fight this out?
I mean, are you ready to lose it? So, Samantha and I can decide who we think, agree to come together on who we think is the best host on America's Got Talent, which is why we're gonna today talk about it. Although both the men have been in intense controversy in the past month, and you can check that out at talentrecap.com, we're not taking sides here. We're not supporting one over the other. The controversies that they have are out of the window. And even though I'm a hardcore Terry Crews fan, I will today not be talking about his stance on BLM or his tweets or how he feels or the backlash he's getting.
You think if Black Lives Matter is an extreme movement?
It's a great mantra. It's a true mantra. Black lives do matter. But when you're talking about an organization, you're talking about the leaders.
That is not what this is about. This is just about America's Got Talent and how he is as a host.
Yeah, and Nick Cannon has also been under, fire, controversy recently for some comments he made on a podcast that some people found to be offensive.
We give so much power to the theys.
Right.
When we talk, and then the theys then turn into the Illuminati. I want to blame others for the position that I'm currently in.
Viacom CBS, which owns Inside Edition, called Cannon's remarks hateful speech.
It led him to get fired from Viacom, and we here were waiting on eggshells because we didn't know if he was going to get fired from hosting The Masked Singer.
Nick Cannon now has apologized for the anti-Semitic comments that he made on a podcast on June 30th.
But yesterday, Fox announced that they are not firing Nick from hosting The Masked Singer.
But, all this aside, all of the, BLM and all that aside, we just want to take it back and talk strictly about America's Got Talent and why we think each person is a better host of the show. But before we get into either of our arguments, I think Nick Cannon is the best host of AGT, and she thinks that Terry Crews is the best host ever of AGT. The real, opinions that matter are you guys. So let us know right now down below, who do you think is the best host of AGT ever? It could be Jerry Springer or it could be Tyra Banks. But I think we could both agree that Nick and Terry are the main two up for debate. So I want to hear your argument for Terry. Why do you think he's the best host on AGT?
Okay, I got 4 points here that you have to hear. I know, I came prepared. Number 1, he is passionate. He is emotional. I love a man that can cry, and he is not afraid to cry. When an act touches his heart, you know it. There is no audience at the moment, but the show isn't dipping because he's adding so much energy, so much enthusiasm to the show. Number 2, he is the perfect dad figure on the show. When contestants go to perform, they're nervous, they're scared, they're anxious. Some of them are children. Some of them actually quite a lot of them, have disabilities. And Terry is the sweetest, kindest person. He motivates them, he encourages them, he holds their hand, he's right there. Even when they're performing, he's on the side cheering for them, he's consoling the family, he's got it down. Okay, but at number 3, which I think is the most important thing in life, he's loyal. He's not just loyal to his wife, which like, oh my God, marriage goals 101, but do you guys remember when the Gabrielle Union entire controversy happened? And America's Got Talent and Simon Cowell were accused of being racist and being a toxic work culture. Everything about that entire controversy is right here. You can check it out. But Terry Crews literally stuck his neck out to protect Simon Cowell and AGT.
Who is a favorite judge on the panel? Because we got some new judges, so I just want to know if you have a favorite.
You know who my favorite is? Simon.
You have to say that. You have to.
Yeah. Sometimes, a little bootlicking it works. It works for you. You know what I mean? Make sure you're gonna stay working.
And he said that he did not face such a treatment himself. Which, let me tell you, at a time when they're talking about racism, at a time when it's trending to pull the victim card out, not that I'm saying Gabrielle did that, but at that time to go against the grain and stand up and say, I don't believe it, and I stand with Simon Cowell means a lot. Also, he loves his job. He spoke to us actually on the red carpet and he told us how he loves it so much.
I love it. I mean, I love this show. I tell people all the time, I would do it for free. And it's really one of the most satisfying things to help acts really get their light, the things that they deserve.
So much passion, so much love for a show. That just makes me love him even more because he loves what he's doing. And number 4. He is a great marketing for the show. Now, I'm not saying this as a viewer. I'm saying this as the managing editor of Talent Recap. And I have a little conspiracy theory that you should pay attention to. Every Tuesday that the show is airing, he puts out a tweet. He gives an interview. He gets into some controversy. There's way few times when he's actually done it on Monday night. And then on Tuesday, he gives a follow-up. But what is on Tuesday?
AGT.
And that airs. So he gives free publicity and boost to America's Got Talent, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to say no to that. He lifts the show and the show's going to keep him. So he's not getting fired. Okay, well, what about you, Samantha? I think I've said all that I could think of. What about you?
You had that was a closing argument. That was... I completely agree with you in a lot of aspects. I mean, I know Terry literally every single Tuesday is doing something on Twitter to make himself trend or something like that before the show comes on. But do you really think that he's going to work for free on AGT? That's an unpaid internship as far as I'm concerned. But I gotta, go for my man Nick Cannon and tell you why I think he is the best host ever. So immediately when you think of Nick Cannon, I feel like you think of comedy because he's just really funny. He came from Wild 'N Out, and it's a show where you interact with the audience. It's a show where your job is to literally tell jokes. And coming on America's Got Talent, he used that to his advantage. He was always funny, always making everyone laugh, even when it wasn't his moment. Like even when they were showing him backstage, he would just make faces that made people laugh, memes everywhere, and I probably have never laughed so much from just a host.
What makes Nick such a great host on this show is that he is the glue that holds this show together.
And I also think too that Nick, when he announces the winners of the show, there's just something about the way he does it, building all this anticipation.
The winner of the $1 million and the star of the headline show in Las Vegas is...
And a lot of the time, I feel like you can tell who is going to be sent home or who's going to win based on how the host is acting towards them. And the way that Nick did it, it honestly felt like he has been on that show for like 20 years. Like, he kind of owned the show and like really captivated everyone during such a dramatic moment. The lights are down, there's a spotlight on the contestants, but for some reason, you're always just drawn to Nick Cannon, or at least I am. And I just think that Nick is loyal to a certain degree. Obviously, we know he left.
Sorry.
Is your throat dry?
Sorry.
Obviously, he left AGT because NBC, told him to tone it down with some of his comedy specials. Again, because he's so funny.
I apologize, white people. We over here talking about players and stuff, and you think this is America's Got Talent.
Did they threaten to fire you?
They did. I think that's very apparent, but I never want to play the victim.
But I think he's just very independent. I think he's a businessman. Much like Simon Cowell is a businessman and has his hand in all these different things, I think Nick Cannon is the same way, whether it's like promoting The Masked Singer or his podcast, which can be a little controversial at times, or just his own personal brand, speaking out against causes that matter to him. I feel like he's really passionate about that.
But see, when we said Black Lives Matter, we made that statement and it divided the entire country, when it was supposed to bring us all closer together. Because it wasn't like we were saying only Black Lives Matter. We're just saying Black Lives Matter too.
But the main thing that I kind of want to stress is that Nick brought the funny to AGT, and I feel like since he's gone, we haven't really got that back. Yeah, we have Sophia and she's hilarious, but we're really missing that person on the stage that's gonna make us laugh and work the crowd the way that Nick does. And if you don't really know what I'm talking about, literally just go watch The Masked Singer, because that's something that I feel like AGT is lacking. So Tyra brought the beauty and Terry brings the passion, and I agree with a lot of what you said, but I definitely think Nick brings the humor.
I hear all your points, and they're very, very valid. Nick is the funny man, and Terry is the man that you just connect to. And honestly, I'm going for somebody that I can connect to genuinely, and I can turn on AGT and just cry my eyes out, because that is my escape, and I am Team Terry. And if you are too,
and if you're like me and you're Team Nick because you love to laugh and you also love the passion and energy that he brings, drop your comments down below for Team Nick. Okay, I'm Team Nick all the way.
Listen, it's the funny man versus the man who can make you cry and make you fall in love. So, Team Terry.
Head on over to talentrecap.com because we have the ultimate poll for you guys to decide who is the best host of America's Got Talent ever, okay?
Also, if you guys are a hardcore Terry Crews fan like I am, we actually also have a What's Hot that talks all about Terry Crews right here.
There you go, girl. Self-promo yourself.
Of course, of course.
And your love for Terry. I hope he watches this and sees you.
Oh my god, I can't even.
Alright, but I think it's time to move on to the comment of the week. And last week we asked you guys, is Sophia Vergara the best judge ever on America's Got Talent? And I love how we keep putting them in these situations where they have to choose one person.
I mean, I think it's because we really love talking to them, and their input matters so much to us, and we take it into account. So they get it. You guys get it, right? Okay, Terry this time.
Nick. But the comment of the week this week comes from Lori Merkins, and she said, Simon is my favorite simply for the reason that he knows his business better than any other judge as far as personality goes. I'd have to give that one to Heidi, and I love when she uses her fingers for binoculars. Not a fan of that one?
I mean, you got to pick the comment of the week. There was a lot of support for Sophia Vergara, and I was thinking that I'm winning, and that's why I'm like, oh yeah, come on, I got this. And then you of course pick Simon Cowell's. The one comment that talks about Simon Cowell being an amazing judge.
I'll totally say there were a ton of comments that showed their support for Sophia. Simon, and a lot for Heidi,
Yeah.
which we totally underestimated the Heidi fans. And there was actually one comment for Howie, so Howie got a little love too.
Also, guys, I know that Heidi has been missing and you all have been worried. And in case you want to know what's really going on, we also did a little video. I am a shameless promo person. I don't even care. If you want to find out about Heidi Klum, go here.
I am just as shameless and promoting. But definitely, if you want to be the comment of the week next week, drop your comment, Team Nick or Team Terry. And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We're finally going to announce the winner of the $100 giveaway to celebrate hitting 5 million subscribers.
Is it weird that we're actually really close to 6 now, so we might as well have another giveaway real soon?
I mean, you guys should keep entering and sending in your videos. You never know who could, win. You don't know.
I know, and also, okay, I have to say this, I'm jumping to say this. I've never won a giveaway ever in my life. I keep applying for all these YouTubers. I want free makeup.
Me too.
And I never get anything. So this, I know how much this means to people, and that's why we have all the names. If you sent in a video, it's here.
And you guys, I need a drum roll at home. Let me choose one. Let me mix it all up, okay? And the winner is Marca from the Philippines. Congratulations!
I hope it's your first giveaway you've ever won, and it makes you feel so good, because not that I would know how it feels, but I really hope you know it's $100.
Yes, and let's play Marca's video that she sent in.
Hi, I'm Marca from the Philippines, and I've been watching Talent Recap since 2016, and the things that I like in Talent Recap is that I can watch whenever I want, and I don't see any problem that I don't like it, because I like it. And then I love it because, especially me, that I don't have a cable in my television, so I can watch it in YouTube.
I'm genuinely wondering how much 100 American dollars is equal to in Philippine pesos.
So I know we have rupees in India, but we also call them peso. Peso means money. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be around 5,000 to 6,000, around that ballpark figure. But I could be wrong, and if I am, you can correct me, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Let us know. But you guys, I think that's it for us. So I just want to say stay tuned for more giveaways in the future, because this was really fun, I have to say.
And heartwarming.
I know.
Just meeting you guys.
Yeah. And if you want to meet her, head over to her Instagram.
It's Priyanka Chawla on Instagram, so come say hi. And if you want to see her,
you can head over to my Instagram at SamanthaX373. And while you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Follow Talent Recap on all social medias, and head over to talentrecap.com, because we have tons of AGT content. And make sure you comment Team Nick or Team Terry, because we need to know.
And that's our Talent Recap.
Hey, what are you doing tonight? Well, I think you should hit that subscribe button down below, and then we can talk.